Saw Howden up with Eichel today. What do you like about him up there?
Well, we'll see a little bit, right? Because he hasn't played a lot, but he's got speed. He's been getting good looks coming off the wing. So a right stick to a left stick for Jack, some outside speed that pushes Barbie to the right side. He has finished when he's moved up in the lineup in the past. He's a good 200-foot player. He can help Jack with face-offs on that dot if need be. So there's a lot of positives there. Obviously, when Stoney went out, we're looking for different people to fill in, and we've tried different people, and we'll keep trying. So yeah, I think more than anything, how he's moved around the lineup. Every year I've been here and played center, left wing, played up, down, whatever way you want to look at it, and I think he's always given us good minutes. So that's probably the most important thing. He's a solid player, and he'll help that line with whatever he does well.
Sisson's in a regular jersey today. Is he in play tomorrow?
Yeah, maybe. You know, he's out of the red jersey, so let's see how he recovers from today's practice. But he's a possibility. If he can't go, then everything we just discussed might change. But we want to look at it today anyway.
You just talked about it a little bit with Howie being able to move up and down the lineup. What is it about Brett's game that allows him to just be such a Swiss Army knife?
Well, I think part of it is he has the ability to kind of figure out what type of players he's playing with. He's very direct anyway, no matter what. By that, I mean he's pretty much a north-south player. He's not trying to make a lot of fancy plays. So certainly when he's playing with like the Colasar, Sissons, those types of lines, at forecheck situations, and going up with Jack's got good speed through the neutral zone, so he'll certainly complement him there. So he'll know that it becomes a little more of a rush game if you get out of your zone clean. You can still make plays and score off the rush. So I think it's his ability to play both ways. I think he just knows what he is. He's comfortable with what he is, what he brings, play to your strengths, and usually works out no matter who he's playing with.
You haven't had Hanifin in the lineup since the opener. What have you missed without having one of your best defensemen here the last 10
I
games?
think puck moving ability, especially below the goal line. He separates well. A little deception in his game too, so he can beat F1. Right, he's good at that. And that's a talent. With his hockey IQ and with his feet. So now you're putting F2 and F3 of their forecheck guys in a tough position if F1 doesn't get the job done. Right now, what do? So by the time they make their decision, now the puck's moved, and you typically can be clean if you beat F1. So he really does a good job with that. I think at the O-zone blue line, he creates shooting lanes for himself with his lateral movement. Will attack the net downhill, so he'll open up some passing lanes too in that zone. So we've missed a bit of that. So happy to have him back.
I know it's a little bit early with Detroit, but obviously they're off to a good start. What have you noticed about how they've kind of gotten things rolling?
Well, they found ways to win close games. I was watching LA the other night, and they lost. It was in the loss column, and all of a sudden they're coming back on the ice. They called a goal back, and they find a way to win in a shootout. So, like San Jose, they win one in extra time. So they found ways to win. But if you're looking at their team, special teams has been a strength. Their power play and penalty killer, both top 10 in the league. So that helps you win some of those close games if your 5-on-5 game is not where you want it to be. And I suspect they're like a lot of teams in the league. They're still working on that part of it. So that's what I've seen. So the close ones they've won. They've turned some of those ties or loser points into wins. And if you can do that through the course of the year, then you'll be in good shape.
There's some pace to practice today. Do you have a checklist of things you want to check off throughout this week where you've got some more time to skate?
Yeah, there's one thing I want to check off. I want to give a shout out to the fella behind you, Gord, who's leaving us, the Vegas Golden Knights. He's done a great job for us. We wish him well in your future endeavors. We'll miss you, Gord. Don't be a stranger. If you don't know who Gord is, he's right there. If they can flip the camera around somehow. He's usually on the other side of it doing great work, so we wish you luck. Yes, we're at home now. We can control practice a little better. Our start times are now pretty more consistent, 7 o'clock starts, so that routine-oriented. So we'll see how we use practice time. I like practice today. I thought we had good energy. Had a nice event last night, the gala. I think everyone was out having a good time. Maybe that, helped us this morning come to the rink in a good frame of mind. And now we know we're into a little more of a consistent routine too. I think players want that. It's almost every second night. There might be a break where you get a couple of days there, I think, in the middle of this homestand, then we're back-to-back on the road. So we're playing a lot of hockey this month. And I think any player would tell you they like to get in that rhythm. October, we're a little bit fits and starts. We came out of it just fine, but I think you'll see our overall play should improve if we get a little more consistency with the schedule and maybe with the lines and pairs, et cetera. Hopefully, we've had a few injuries early on. We had to move some people around. Hopefully, we can, knock on wood, keep that part of it a little more consistent.
A couple of coaches have commented recently that there's a few teams that aren't very good, and then there's a whole bunch of teams that
we weren't in that category, were we? The ones that aren't very good?
No, you're in the category of teams that are good, but if depending on the score clock tonight, you could wake up in a wild card spot tomorrow. It is the crux of what the coaches said was every night's like a playoff game. Have you noticed that?
Well, the games are tighter. I'll tell you what I've noticed. It seems like there's what day was it? Was it maybe Saturday? Because we haven't played in a while. There wasn't a lot of action Friday. Maybe it was Saturday. I'm checking the scores, right? So let's say there's 10, 11 games. It seemed like 8 of them went into shootouts or overtime. So that's what I'm seeing. It seems like there's a lot more 3-point games. So I think that's why you'll see the cluster of teams around that wild card and whatnot. A couple teams got off to a bad start. I think they're catching up now, so they're trying to close the gap. A couple got hot early on, and they've probably leveled off. But in between, there's a lot of teams that are right there every night. So that's what I've seen. Close games, not easy to win in this league, and it's getting harder. Whether that's just parity or, probably would be, right, more than anything. And, we have to be aware of that. So we've been pretty good at realizing that stuff as the year's gone on, getting off to a decent start. We did that in October. Now let's build off it so we can kind of extend that and not be in that situation where you're always talking about being middle of the pack, because I think that can be hard on you over the course of the year.
Any final thoughts on the World Series?
Yeah, I don't know. I was to dinner with some friends, and so I saw the tying home run. Didn't see that coming. From that particular player, but good for him. I guess Game 7, extra innings, overtime, however you want to look at it in a series, you can't get any better than that. I feel bad for the Jays because there's a couple of guys there, I've read stories, they're kind of beating themselves up, and I'm kind of like, geez, you guys went all the way to the end. Someone's got to win and someone's got to lose, and usually it's a product of a little play here, a little play there. Now, home run's not a little play, but the play at the plate, should he have slid or, geez, that's a tough one. So I feel bad for the Jays. They were that close because there's no consolation prizes, but what a great series. And the guy for the pitcher that came in for the Dodgers, it's unheard. That's like old school to me, unheard of now. They space those guys out so much, and hopefully his arm's all right going forward, but what a performance by him. There were some big ones. Guerrero had some great nights. Ohtani early on. So it's one I remember, I guess. Baseball's gotten, for me personally, I'm going on a little. I used to be a huge fan, but I've lost a little bit of interest. I don't know if it's the start times. I don't know what it is, but I thought this year brought some baseball fans back to the table. That's what I'd say on this series.
You run through home plate in the force. Just going to leave it there.
Yeah.
The
damn media.
Power play.
I'm trying to support the players and the coaches. Damn media's never good enough.
Mitch said he talked to Mark about playing on that goal line in the power play. Two pretty good players connecting, trading things. Ideas.
I talked to Marner or Mark?
No, Mitch said that he
talked to Mark Stone. Okay,
about
sorry.
It. So
I misunderstood.
Is that usual that would happen? That a couple of guys would bounce stuff off?
You'd have two elite players, as I said before, I don't think it's Mitch. And you wanted to see it, I think, could play lefty. I think he's smart enough after a while, could be productive anywhere. But that's not his natural spot. I think watching him over the years, he prefers to be a little bit in motion. Our power play is more the puck is in motion more than feet, right? Let's movement. We got our players where we want them. Let's find the open man, zip, make the play before the other team's ready. So there's a bit of an adjustment there when you're on that goal line because you're very close to the net. You're very close to some long sticks and D-man, so you got to make your plays quicker. And when they don't connect it, it sort of looks like, I made the wrong one. Well, it's not necessarily the case. Sometimes it just didn't get through. So he's got to learn that part of it. It's got to be on and off his stick a little quicker. When you're up top, you see him moving, you can fake, maybe open up a lane by that, even coming downhill on the elbows. But in the bumper and then that low place, things happen quick because you're closer to the middle of the ice. So you just got to be a little more in sync with the guys you're passing to too. They have to know you don't have a lot of time to hold it. So that's what he's probably talking to Stoney about. And then he's probably like, okay, in what situations are you able to hold it and look somebody off and maybe take the extra second? So they're probably discussing those things, I would say. And good. He wants to get better. He wants the unit to be better, and that's where we're going to have him right now. We'll see if it works. I think it's the easiest place to plug him in. Everyone else in the power play has played the other spots. It'll be a little learning curve for him. That's fine. We're good with that. And then if it doesn't work, we'll go to plan B. We tried something the other night just to try to get some pucks through. It didn't work out. Just wasn't our night in the power play. I know it'll bounce back. There's too many good players on it, and they work together and care too much not to. So I'm sure it'll ups and downs, right? We're in a bit of a down cycle. We're in an up one to start the year, and let's get back on the upswing.
You just mentioned the in-game adjustments you made against Colorado on Friday, but overall, how are you liking Mitch's acclimation to that goal line spot that Stone's usually in?
Well, it's too early to tell. We didn't score the other night on it, so not happy with anything. I don't think we shot the puck enough to spread them out. I don't think we walked up high enough to give him a little more time. And then we didn't execute our entries clean enough. Face-offs, we took a penalty on a 5-on-3 when we didn't win a puck battle. So there's some things we did that had nothing to do with one particular player. It was just the group in general. I thought we got outworked. And when your power play gets outworked, you're in trouble. That's PK's first job. There's only 4 of us against 5 of them. We got to outwork the other guys, and Colorado did a good job with that. And they've probably done it all year. I think they're top 3 or whatever they are. So obviously it's something in their DNA, and we weren't able to overcome that.
That goal line extended spot. In Toronto, not much of that. They played much of that at all.
No, not really. No, never. It's been a long time. Maybe a little bit in Toronto at one point in time, but it's been a while. I mean, I think just the last couple of kills we played against is high pressure. Some space down low, taking away the slot. So, I'm talking to Stoney about what he thinks, what I can do better in that situation, and I think if you get that space and time, take it to the net eventually on one of these will go in or, create an opportunity and then open up hopefully other spaces. So, that'll be the play. Just take the ice when it's available. Sometimes I think in my head I just don't want to take it to the net all the time, just in case it does get stopped or something like that and it gets cleared. You feel like it's a waste of opportunity sometimes, but sometimes those are the best opportunities to score as well. So kind of got to do the fine medium.
I was going to ask you, did you pick his brain to be a good guy to talk to about Stoney? Is that get it to the net as much as you can?
In a way, he just, if you have that much space, I think the last couple of games have had a lot of space in that goal line of, like D-man kind of sitting on Hertz or sitting on the back door. So, I think it's got to find that medium, like I said, of time and space, taking it to the net, taking it to the far side. I definitely feel more comfortable down there. I think we're getting still our looks. I had looks against Carolina, just didn't go in. We had a couple of good looks against Colorado, I thought as well. That just didn't fall. So just got to stick with the process, a bounce here and there, and the one hit it right off the guy's toe, and unless Pav had a back door. And I've been talking to Stoney quite a bit just to pick his brain and try to figure out what I can do better.
Did you go to him with that, or did he come to you?
No, I went to him. When we were at home, because obviously the last couple of games we were away. So when we were at home last game against Colorado, yesterday feels like a while now, but. I just walked up to him and asked him, said, what are you seeing? What do you think? I said, I just feel like I have a lot of time. And sometimes when you have that much time, you kind of get overthinking of what you can do with the puck and where you can put it. So, just asked him what he thought, and he gave some good advice. Like I said, taking it to the net, try to open up other spaces and spots once you do that a couple times.
How do you feel 5-on-5 with your group?
Good. Yeah, I think our line's been working really well. We're making good plays. I think we've been a good line in our O zone, and I think we played really good defensive hockey as well, and haven't given up many odd man rushes or chances against. So, I think we're working on our defensive side, and we're getting chances on the offensive side, and had a couple bounces go our way, but I like the way we're working.
So Brett walked us through a little bit of the exchange between you guys before his goal. What did you see there?
Yeah, I think like he said in the second there, he kind of got that odd man rush or breakaway against Anderson that I think the penalty got called on, but tried to take it to the far post, and I just told him, I said, I think if you're going with that speed and, kind of shoulder down mentality, I think I've played with Freddie for a while. I know him pretty well. I said, I think you can maybe get him if you, kind of do that drive to the net, if you get another opportunity and kind of do that stop move quickly back to your forehand and kind of find the tuck inside. And, he did on the second one. Obviously it worked out. So, yeah, I think if the video camera got on me on the bench, I was going pretty nuts for him. But it was a great move by Howie. Power move that, had some serious agile skill at the end of it.
So that was more experience from you and Freddie?
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, like I said, I've known Freddie for quite a while. I played against him. He got me on my move. I tried to do kind of the same one. Obviously, I was a little close to the net and not as much speed. But, yeah, I told Howie, I said, I think if he's got that much speed and time, he can do that kind of stop, cut back move. I think not just against Zach Freddie. I think a lot of goalies, really overplay that. It's a tough stop for the goalies, especially when you're coming with that much speed. So, like I said, it was an agile, skill move by Howie, too. So, credit to him.
Show up at practice today and you're skating with Jack Eichel. What's that feel like?
Yeah, it was good. Had a couple games with Jack last year, but yeah, not sure how things will shake out, but it's fun to skate with him always, yeah.
Is it different, or does it alter your approach at all when you're playing with Jack versus other players?
Yeah, it's definitely a little different. Just knowing his tendencies, obviously trying to find him in the middle of the ice, where he's at his best, getting the puck with speed. So, kind of reading off him and trying to implement my game a little bit where I can see fit, and yeah, just try to bring what I can to the table.
What is your game right now?
I try to play an honest game, a 200-foot game. I try to bring the same energy every night. When I can, try to create some offense, make some plays, but also being reliable defensively. So, I take a lot of pride in the PK as well, and being able to shut down other teams' top lines. So, I just try to bring the same every night.
You've always got the puck to the net, but it seems to be a conscious effort of really taking it hard to the net on your goals this year.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes the lane's there, and you just want to take advantage of that. Other times D's got a good gap on you, and it's hard to get around. But when I see that lane, and I got a little bit of a step, I try to take it to the net and create something out of it.
Can you walk us through the conversation about changing your move in the room and then capitalizing on that of the ice?
Yeah. I tried taking it wide, tried taking a far post at the end of the second and got hooked. And Mitch was giving me some help in between periods and said if I hammered the brakes there that he thinks I'd have a little room to squeeze it in. So he's like, if I get the chance again to try that. And early in the third, I got the chance right away. And before I even got the puck, I knew I was doing that because I'm definitely going to listen to a guy like that. So, pretty cool that he gave me that pointer and it worked out.
And you're doing that, you're taking your life in your hands because there's a guy right behind you ready to fill you in.
Yeah, not really thinking about a whole lot in the moment. It just, everything happened so fast. But when you got like I said, when you have a step on the defender and you got a lane in the net, try to take it there. And usually something good happens, whether a rebound or or a goal, but just usually creates some havoc in front of the net.
Were you looking for Mitch when you went through the line at the bench?
Yeah, I was looking for him. It's pretty funny. He was pretty excited. He was jumping up and down. It looked like he was pretty excited. He should have got an assist on the goal for sure, but yeah, it's pretty funny.